Brian, it really is. This is a look at the church right here, and the pastor actually stepped in and got that elderly woman out of the church.
The doors here at Congregation Beth Israel still scorched a year later. The rabbi tells me it's taking some time to figure out what they're going to do with the sanctuary.
Where I'm standing right now was once an RV. If you take a look, it's still smoldering. And if you look closer, you can see the aluminum has melted off of the RV, and all that's left of the RV is its bare structure.
These blackouts, like I said earlier in the show, they are stretching from street to street. That was throughout the day, and even tonight we're still seeing a lot of power outages.
Texas fans were so hyped today. There was so much energy for the first official game of the season.
What a day here at the Circuit of the Americas, as for the 10th time, Austin has hosted a F1 World Championship calendar race. Now coming into today, the question was, will Red Bull win the Constructors' Cup here in Central Texas? To do so, they had to rely on their Dutchman, Max Verstappen, to get it done, and best believe he flew around the track.
On the second day of the new year, North Austin resident Rachel Ellsbury became a victim of neighborhood crime.
And I got a knock on my door from a neighbor. He said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that someone busted out your car window, and they got mine too." It was just like, oh, this is going to be a hassle, and what am I going to do?
The KVUE defenders learned Ellsbury's case was sitting in a pile of nearly 6,000 people awaiting a return call to file a police report.
It's not good customer service. It's not where we want to be as a department.
311 in recent years has been used more and more as the first point of contact for people needing the police. Ellsbury says, as it turns out, she didn't need a report for an insurance claim, but she still came away from the experience seeing a part of government not working as it should.
It does erode that faith in institutions and systems. Getting that police report seems like something that should be relatively simple to do.
I love biking around Austin.
And so do many others, especially downtown and West Campus.
I'm out on my bike at least an hour a day, I'd say.
But Robert Foster saw something unsettling while biking on 26th Street near UT Thursday night.
So I was a little shocked last week when I started seeing them completely driverless, not a single human in the car.
A self-driving car is a bit surprising in itself, but it's how the newly introduced Cruise autonomous car was driving that made him start recording.
Why are you not doing it?
You can see the car make a wide turn into the bike lane and continued on that path.
And sure enough, a few minutes later, another one made the turn and it went straight into the bike lane again. And then another one turned and went straight into the bike lane. One-time mistake that happens with driving, but this seems to be something that the cars are systemically doing.
It just comes down to who's taking responsibility for it, and I hope they will take responsibility today.
Tristan Patterson from Marble Falls is back in Central Texas. He and his family were in Colorado for the holidays.
Had a great ski trip, came back, and this was a mess.
But they didn't take a plane to get back home from Denver.
To get back on the plane, right, canceled. All the flights canceled to Austin.
Patterson says they did keep all their receipts on top of the reimbursement. Now Patterson and his family, like many others, hoping to find their luggage.
I'm trying to find the bags. I still don't know if they're at this airport or if they're at Denver, but I'm hoping I find out today.
We're in a new phase, and currently we are buying properties, and we're gonna do some renovations. And so we did this one. This is the main bedroom.
This home here in Pflugerville will serve as both permanent and transitional housing, but it's just one of them that Front Steps is developing. Come 2023, they want to have a fleet of homes that will help address the issue of homelessness.
Our first home, it's small, but do not despise the smaller beginnings, but it's really nice.
The group says owning these properties will allow them to offer services and skills to those in need.
We're kind of just maybe using it more of a transitional house for a couple of people and getting them into permanent housing while they're waiting for it.
Okay, I'll take this.
They tried a new service for some extra assistance to make things a little easier.
Y'all just relax, and I'll go with you to your terminal, through security to your terminal, wait with your items while you go get a bathroom break or get something to eat.
The service is called Sky Squad. There is a fee for it. There are 9 airports around the country and just recently started in Austin. They grab your bags at the curb, help you check in, and through security to your gate. For the Patton family, they said it was a big help.
It's nice to be able to walk through the line, not hold all your stuff, and to be able to keep your eye on the kids, So, because you're holding your luggage, you're trying to make sure they're not running away.
The service usually helps families and older travelers.
Could y'all use an extra hand?
We are told that we're angels when we get to the gate because people just feel so good having had what can be a really stressful experience feel easy and worry-free.
Some of the families of the victims of the Robb Elementary School shooting victims in Uvalde came face to face today here in Austin with Texas DPS Director Stephen McCraw. And during this meeting, while some moments were certainly emotional, other times it became quite heated. Families of Lexi Rubio, Jacqueline Casares, and Uzziah Garcia were at the meeting. As Uzziah's uncle and guardian Brett Cross spoke to DPS commissioners, he eventually turned to address McCraw directly. He reminded McCraw of what McCraw told news outlets, which is that he would resign if there's any culpability under his department. But later, McCraw seemed to clarify what he meant by that statement.
I did make that statement to CNN. I can tell you this. If DP as an institution failed the families, failed the school, or failed the community of Uvalde, then absolutely, I need to go. You did. I can tell you this right now. DPS as an institution, okay, right now, did not fail the community, plain and simple.
Your officers were in there within 10 minutes, correct? Are they not representatives of your department?
Absolutely.
Therefore, they failed? Therefore, DPS failed? Therefore, there was culpability? Therefore, if you're a man of your word, then you would retire.
A year ago, Lake Travis was more than 70% full. Today, just 46%.
We're seeing a rapid depletion of the drinking water for Central Texas. And anyone who doesn't believe it needs to go look at the lake.
In November, Lake Travis inflows sat at roughly 6.8 billion gallons of water. But a typical November sees about 22 billion gallons of inflow. Joe Cartetter is the president for the Central Texas Water Coalition.
We are in trouble. When the lakes go down, it takes a flood to fill them up. So our philosophy has always been, why are you releasing so much water out of the lakes?
It used to be discouraging when you'd see it go down inches. Like if I had 2 days off a week, I'd come back and it would be feet down sometimes.
A hike down to a restaurant like Captain Pete's Boathouse here on Lake Travis, well, that's the new normal. However, employees here tell me that used to not be the case. The water levels, when they were up, it used to make it more level with the land and people could come right in. Paul Ione also helps manage the boathouse, saying droughts like these mean they have to physically move ramps that help people get to the restaurant.
We're about probably 50, 55 feet above we still have to go. But every time the lake water goes down, then people have to come out. The marina guys, the dock guys are all shifting the decks.
Through the support of their bosses and the community, they're confident their business will make it, which hasn't been the case for some.
Julie Bate.
You do this long enough and it charges.
Has been without power going on 7 days.
Ridiculous, right?
A week of uncertainty over how she'll shower, eat, and stay warm.
So many people died 2 years ago that, of course, you wonder, how bad is this going to be? How cold am I going to get? We were wearing, leggings under pants and shirts upon sweaters upon vests upon jackets.
Trauma from another historic winter storm.
So it's kind of triggering a lot of issues.
Bate isn't alone. Therapist Grace Dowd says it's normal to feel anxiety and unease when reliving disasters like this, even if you didn't lose power this time.
And that can send your brain automatically back into survival mode because it was doing everything it could to survive back then. And now it's a very protective adaptation that our brain has to say, hey, wait, you want to pay attention to this.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
It's great. We usually just try to shop local. These are cute. We usually just get snacks. We've been coming here for a very long time, so it's kind of like a family tradition.
Woo! Lots of foot traffic. I'm excited to see everybody coming out like their Christmas get up and their hats and their jackets and everything.
Open sleigh and crack, you'll take the lead.
To be downtown Austin in front of the Capitol building and to hear carolers, it's really nice. It's definitely giving me the holiday vibes.
It's really great to get the season started and, getting in the spirit.